So in the API space, I suppose the big challenge for a bank is that internally they don't have a great deal of product knowledge. Financial services is a bit of a traditional industry and tends to follow a few years behind other industries. So when they approach an API requirement that might have arrived from the business or it might have arrived from the regulator, they really don't know where to start. So having a vendor, trusted vendor, the world's best vendor, that they can leverage, an Apigee, they can just get that jump in and get implemented that much faster and know that they're on a sound and the right track. I think when we're talking to a bank, we see them approaching us with either two speeds in mind. So speed one, if you like, is the compliance. I need to conform. I have a tight deadline, perhaps. Speed two is quite a lot more interesting and exciting for them. They have a business model that they have in mind where they've understood that they can offer more products, they can offer a lower cost of sale, they can acquire more customers. So they have a requirement that sort of changing their whole bank. And so when they approach us, one of your first conversations is what are the two speeds, which camp do they fall in? And I think they see an opportunity if it's coming from the business side, and that I think can sometimes be part of the conversation. Did they realise there's this business opportunity in addition to just doing conform to compliance? When a bank comes to us with an API requirement, we first figure out what their business model is, and the first layer of an API is really the product or service that you're offering. So when you offer a product or service, you might have a traditional channel. When you look at APIs as a new channel, the second layer up from offering a product or service is what the API does. So you need to start concerning yourself with what your consumers are going to do with your API. On top of that, you might layer on technology and be concerned with security, rate limiting, throttling, all of the new challenges of this particular channel. Once you've got that technology, product stack and function of the API in place, you need to build a community on top of it. So we see that the challenge of building an API needs to extend into the community building. And beyond that, once you've established a community, you need to think about it as a platform business model. How is your community going to benefit from it? How are they going to get a return? What is your model of the API? When a bank comes to us for a platform, or whether we're talking to them about a platform, could be two very different kinds of conversations. So when we talk to a bank about they could run themselves as a platform, if they're talking to the technology people, they think about it as servers and infrastructure, and they kind of understand the idea of someone else running part of their infrastructure. To talk to a business about being a platform, I think the real challenge they have, first of all, is how do I establish an ecosystem? What is an ecosystem? Because what they think they need to do in most cases is build everything themselves. So they look like a kind of company that's building top to bottom, building everything. And the big platform play, the big opportunity of the platform is that you have everyone else building the function and you're providing them a return, and you can do anything. Therefore, you can build and offer anything to your consumers much faster than the people who are building everything themselves.